Hey everybody, welcome to another Quicksave Review with me, RC. A Quicksave Review is basically a Let's Play and a review smashed together for a game I'm currently playing. And I'm currently playing 80's OVERDRIVE on Steam. Now, 80's OVERDRIVE is basically an Outrun clone. It's a new game trying to be an old game. You know, we get a lot of these nowadays. You got three different modes to pick from. You got Career, Time Attack, and Level Editor. I have played probably about 40 to 45 minutes of this game, and it's decent as an Outrun clone goes, but it's also kind of boring in a way. We'll get to that in just a second here as we pick a race. So let's jump into, I don't know, we haven't picked one of these yet. We got enough cash to join. You can see down in the bottom right my character Jack Burt. Because it's an 80's inspired game, I was going for Jack Burton, but you can only pick 8 letters for your name, so can't be Jack Burton. This is actually probably the coolest part of this game. Very much like Outrun, you can actually pick a song to drive to. And there's a lot of different songs to pick from, 18 to be exact. Some better than others, but they basically fit the gamut of all the different 80's genres, which is pretty cool. Of course, they have more contemporary, like, electro type feel to them. But they're still fun to listen to, and I dig it. You can also change those during the race at any point with the trigger buttons. Alright, so upon first seeing this game, you might be saying, wow, this actually looks really, really good. And this is how I felt when I saw the trailer, too. But there's a lot of things about it that I just don't really like. The racing itself feels very, very slow and kind of boring. Like, you can see I'm topping out my speed right now. Now, if we crash into this car, that's all that happens. It's not a very exciting game. You crash into it, it slows you down, so it's more frustrating than anything. Do you guys remember an Outrun when you crash into something going full speed? What would happen? Your car would, like, topple over and, like, land on the outside, and you and the girl that were in the car would, like, land out of the car. Like, it was super exciting. Also, these emojis here. See these emojis that pop up over the car? I don't get it. Like, I guess the driver's sad about something? He's sad that he's in 7th place, I guess? I'm not really sure why he's sad. I don't know what's going on there. Plus, emojis, not very 80's. I feel like that is a really missed opportunity there to use all the character portraits that they have in the game, which you saw a couple of them before we started this race, but those should be popping up with like sad or angry versions of the people driving the car, not emojis. Emojis, I guess, was just like the quickest, easiest thing to throw into the game, right? But yeah, this is the racing right here, what you're seeing. I just hit the boost, that's what the boost looks like. There's not a lot of audio cues for things, like, when you hit the boost right there, you didn't really hear much of anything. When cars crash, there aren't, like, good crashing sounds. You can see my wheels, like, kind of peeling out when I'm doing certain turns. You don't hear any tire squeals or anything like that. The audio design in this game, besides the music, I really like the music. The audio design itself, though, I feel is like very, very underplayed and could be a lot better. I do like the HUD. I like the fact that you can see where you are in the race, not just position-wise, but in the top left, you can see how much more of the race you have to go. On the top right, you can see your damage percentage. You can see how much gas you got left in the car, because you do need to refill your car. And that's one of the other things with this game, we'll get to that in just a second too, is that a lot of the races in this game don't feel like you're winning based on skill. It feels like you're winning based on how good your car is. Because the racing, as you can see here, I'm having no trouble staying on the track. And this is the way it's been for the whole first part of the game. I mean, maybe it'll get super hard or maybe a lot more challenging once you're about an hour and a half into the game, but like, the game should be throwing out, different things at you within the first half hour of it to make you understand like what you're going to be dealing with, right? At least that's how I feel, and it's not roping me in. It's not. I feel like what it has to offer is not a whole lot that I am really. I'm not saying I'm not enjoying the game. It's just like very basic. Here we go. We hit another boost here. We got 3rd place, and I wasn't really trying that hard on that level there, guys. Like, and I was able to get 3rd place. So there's that. Here, let me turn this down just a tad. That guitar is wailing, isn't it? So yeah, you can see here we hit continue. See, look at all the character avatars they have here. How come they're not using these avatars and doing variations of them for the like little emoji things? Like have one crying, have one angry. Like it wouldn't be hard. I mean, you could even use the same avatar and put like a teardrop on there or like an anger mark, you know, like they do for anime stuff. It would get the point across and it wouldn't be hard to do. And you'd be able to identify like those cars as that person. I don't know. Feels like a missed opportunity. So as I was saying though, while the difficulty of the game doesn't really feel like it's based on, you know, actual skill. It feels like it's based on how good your car is. Here you can see you can actually upgrade your car. So you can upgrade your engine, your steering, your bumpers. If you feel like you're not doing very well, you could just upgrade one of these and pretty much, you know, you'll be good to go. At any point too, you can go back to the race map and you could pick earlier maps that you've finished here and earlier races on the map that you finish here, and you can earn more money if you're not doing so well. So the game is actually going to have a bit of a grind feel to it, which for a racing game, I don't know, like without other events and other things like, you know, really filling into the game, you know, I don't know that it's a game that I'll really continue playing much because I'm not really into grinding out my car unless I'm having fun doing other events. All this offers is racing. And I'm just kind of like, well, the races themselves are just kind of okay. So it's just like a game that's, I don't know. It's, like I said, it's not bad. It's just kind of mediocre. So I've been using the Testosterando. I have a real hard time saying that. But as you click through this, you can see, like, here's the DeLone. It's a DeLorean, you know, obviously. You have, like, you know, Penetrator GT, which is like Kit from Knight Rider. The only thing that's missing, in my opinion, is the A-Team van, which is ridiculous considering they have a character in the game, an avatar that looks just like Mr. T. So why are they not including cars from the 80s? Like, more of them, I mean. Like, they have a few cars that are cool, but they literally have like a Mr. T character. Where's he at? Number 17. Look, Mr. T. Where's the A-Team van? All right, you got two other things you could pick from here. We'll check these out very quickly here because we don't really need to jump into this too far though. But this is Time Attack, which I think is actually the best mode in the game. In Time Attack, you basically start. We will do. Yeah, let's just start a new one here. We'll pick a different track. You can actually get near misses on traffic, and that'll add to your time as you're racing, which I think is really, really cool. I think it's a great mechanic, and I think it's what the game was meant to be, honestly. I think this Time Attack mode is where it started. I don't know if the developers felt like they had to add a career mode in there, or that was always part of it. I'm not really sure. But this mode here is a lot of fun. This feels like Outrun for sure. Again, obviously, like, you know, it doesn't feel as exciting as Outrun though, but it is creeping up there in that department with this mode because you're getting the near misses, you're getting your time up there added, and as you go through checkpoints, you're hitting different tile sets, you're seeing different things, and honestly, the curve that leads you to the checkpoint is probably like the most exciting thing in the game because it's the hardest thing to control. And this was the first time in the game where I played the mode and I was like, oh my god, this is what the game is supposed to be. It's this. But I guess they felt they couldn't release, you know, a game that's only a Time Attack mode for driving, you know, and I guess I can understand that for sure. So anyway, here's the checkpoint. You come up here. You do got to slow up a little bit, otherwise you are going to fall off the curve. There we go. We hit the checkpoint. There you go. We're in a different tile set. So I think that this is the best part of the game. Near miss there. Oh, we hit him. See, we hit him at full speed. Nothing really happened to the car. We just kind of skidded a little bit, and then we keep going on our merry way. I really wish this had a little bit more of that, like, dramatic or over-dramatized, like, crash that Outrun had. I remember the turns in Outrun, like, getting way crazier, too. Maybe you get way further into the game and you start seeing that stuff, but yeah, I don't know. This game, as much as it is trying to be Outrun, it really doesn't feel a whole lot like that game. Like, when you look at the trailer, it really does. And like I said, I really like the art style too. The art style is nice, but it's still not quite there. It doesn't have that same pixelated arcade feel. This definitely feels a bit different. Part of that, I think, is also the sprites. When you see cars turning and stuff like that, they don't exactly look like you see that truck moving back and forth. It doesn't look like it's exactly turning. It does look like it's been skewed a very strange way. This is where we're coming up to the checkpoint. We're going to go this way instead. You go left or right, that pretty much determines which way you're going to go on the map, which is kind of cool. All right, slow down. So now we're heading into the desert. So you guys can kind of see where this is headed. Again, great music. I love this track. Great track. Great tracks in the game. Best part of the game, music, and I think the art is really nice too. The art almost has like the way it's shaded and everything. Reminds me a little bit more of like Altered Beast on the Sega Genesis, if you guys remember that game. It just has that kind of like, you know, pixely art that was trying to look really, really professional, you know? The backgrounds don't look as pixely, they look kind of smoothed over, which might be what's throwing me off and not making this game feel like, you know, an old school arcade game. It does feel a bit, I guess if you had to pick, it feels a bit more 16-bit, it feels a bit more Sega Genesis-like. But we'll get to one more checkpoint here, and I think we'll jump over to the level editor so you guys can check that out. Because in my opinion, the level editor is a bit of a joke. I don't even really think it's really a level editor. I'm not sure why it's really included, but we'll get to that in just a second here. I'm kind of curious as to what the next tile set is here. We're going to keep going up, I think. You see the way the car looks as it's turning back and forth? It just doesn't look quite right, does it? New tile set. Oh, look at this. Fall colors, what we're experiencing in Michigan right now. It's very beautiful. The art style's nice. It's got a very nice art style to it. But anyway, you guys get it. That is time trial, or I'm sorry, time attack. And let's jump into the level editor very quickly here. So at any point, we can make a new level. But here is what the level editor is. This is not great. Okay, so you can basically pick any of these sliders and move them up. So you can pick how many straight lengths there are. You can pick the sharpness. You can pick extent of curves. How many curves there's going to be. Basically what you want to do is just jack all this stuff up, right, to see what the track is going to look like if you put everything up as high as it can go. I'm going to do that except for the length of the level. Yeah, we'll pop everything up, even straights. I did this for my last one, and the... actually, you want to min-max, though, so keep it min, and we'll put the randomness all the way up. We'll turn police on, because you guys have not seen the police yet. We'll turn traffic all the way up to make it a little bit more exciting. We will save, and we will play it. And we will pick a different track. What do we want to hear here? This sounds good. Okay. So this is a procedurally generated track, which I think is cool. I think it is impressive programming-wise. I think it's impressive, but as far as being a, you know, a level that you actually put any time into, like I don't understand why anybody would actually make a level in this. There's no point to it in my opinion. Like, you just pick a bunch of curves and straight lines and how many there's going to be, and then the game just makes it for you. Which, like I said, program style, or program-wise, it's impressive. Like, it's cool that they were able to make a procedurally generated track thing. But overall, like, I'm not gonna spend any time in this because it's like I didn't craft it at all. Like, I had nothing to do with it. Anyway, you guys haven't seen the police in the game yet. The police basically show up for like 3 or 4 rounds. They ride in front of you, and then they slow down, just keep slowing you down. They're more of like they're more of an annoyance in this game. They're more like the fly buzzing around your head than they are an actual, like, you know, threat. I would say. But here you go. This right here, this is the track I made, and it doesn't really look all that different from like the normal game, does it? I mean, there's a lot more curves because we jacked the curves way up, but that's really about it. So, yeah, I think lack of feedback and lack of good sound design in this game is really keeping it from being better. When you crash, nothing happens. When your car skids, nothing happens. You know, there's not a lot of sounds for the things that you're doing. There's a few car horns here and there and whatnot, but like, overall, like, I am just not very impressed with this game. I'm a big racing fan. I like really good racing games, and this one is very mediocre. It's not bad, but it kind of feels like a baby's first racer. It feels like a game that you would play if you weren't familiar with racing games. So it's a good starter one. Like, if you had a child who is like, oh, you know, I want to play a racing game, this might be a good one to start out with, actually, because curves aren't too hard to deal with. You know, the game itself isn't too hard to deal with. They'll be able to get first place a lot. I think it's a good one to start out with, like pair it with Mario Kart or something like that. I don't know. But overall, as like an experienced racing fan, I'm not really digging this one all that much. It's all right. It's all right. But like, for someone who spends a lot of time in games like Forza and you know, Mario Kart, and actually like another game that recently came out that I thought was really good, Pacer, you know, I'm not sure that this is a game I would put much more time into, for sure. But hey, maybe you guys see this and you think it's pretty cool. So definitely check this out if it looks cool to you. It's available right now on Steam. Guys, I just want to say thank you for watching. If you haven't already, definitely like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And of course, I'll see you all next time.